Oh, hello. I'm Sketch.
And I'm Shades.
And this is
Midstream.
Welcome back, longtime listeners. You've caught us midstream once again.
How you doing, Sketch?
I'm doing pretty good, Shades. How are you?
I'm great. I'm much better than last midstream.
I'll tell you, the mummy has that effect on people.
It really does.
It can really turn you right around.
It also could have been the mild concussion I suffered right before getting on our midstream sketch.
It could have been. Could have been.
I barely got through that midstream. There were a lot of things I wanted to talk about that didn't come to me until like 2 days after.
Well, you're a true professional. You set up shop in the hospital and brought our midstream to our longtime listeners. So.
Yes.
Are you feeling better?
I'm feeling so much better. It's been a really good week. I'm working on a lot of fun projects right now.
All right. Excellent. Excellent. So, longtime listeners, you've caught us as we're leaving ancient Egypt and Hong Kong at the same time, apparently.
Yes. Well, Goku bends time and space.
I tell you, Mummy, though.
Woo.
What a fun trip that was.
It really was. I mean, it really re-sparked my love for Brendan Fraser.
I don't know if you saw, I tweeted you over this past weekend. The episode came out, what, Thursday?
Yes.
Friday morning?
Yes.
And Saturday, AMC had their Mummy Dearest marathon.
Oh, that's wonderful. I missed that.
It was Mummy 1, Mummy 2, Scorpion King, all the way up to, and Mummy 3. And then Scorpion Kings 1 through 4 or 5. I don't know.
There are 6 Scorpion Kings.
Well, I got a bunch of them on the old TiVo. One of these rainy days, I'm going to just
that would be a fun Patreon to do all the Scorpion Kings.
Sure.
And
that's where it belongs.
It really does.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the Mummy, I have some answers to some questions that we kind of asked of ourselves during that episode.
Okay.
Can I'll start off with my biggest embarrassment.
Okay.
Not remembering the hieroglyphic for B.
That's okay.
It's a foot.
That makes no sense.
It's a foot.
It should be a basket.
It's a foot.
That makes total sense. I mean,
so a big question is a foot quail.
And this is why your career as an Egyptologist is crashing to an end.
It took some hits last week.
It did.
Took some hits.
So some foot quails.
Yep, some foot quails, some BQs, some foot quails.
Sounds good.
Yeah. And also,
that would make a great T-shirt.
A foot quail?
Foot quail, big BQs.
Sure.
Foot quails.
Let's do it. Long-time listeners.
Get on that.
Get on that. The other thing is I looked up exactly what drawing and quartering is.
Oh.
Yeah. So that Google search is on my phone now.
Were we remotely close?
We were. The drawing part of drawing and quartering is when the prisoner is pulled by the horse to get to the execution spot.
Okay. That was
yes. So like you would imagine being drugged through the streets to wherever the rest of it's going to take place.
That's like a 30%.
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah.
And then the quartering is each appendage.
Okay.
Both arms and both legs. Yeehaw, off they go. And
yeehaw!
According to my research, originated in England in the 1300s. So
that is a major
Emperor,
movie faux pas.
You know, everything else in the Dragon Emperor was so tight that it's embarrassing.
You know, they really got the historical accuracy on the Yeti.
They nailed it.
They did.
Touchdown.
And the Forbidden City. I mean, it looks exactly like that.
Just like that in real life.
Google the Forbidden City in China and you'll sarcasm detected there.
And let's just it's time to move on from the Mummy, but let's not move on based off of the Dragon Emperor.
Yeah.
let's move on based on 1 and 2. Wonderful movies.
They really are.
I watched them yet again on AMC this weekend. They're even great with commercial breaks.
And streaming on Netflix still.
They are on Netflix, so yeah.
Netflix should really be sponsoring us at this point.
We do a lot
We do.
of Netflix stuff. So if you're out there, Netflix, we know you are.
It was recently brought to my attention, Sketch, that we sound heartbroken over the Netflix Marvel and possibly dissuaded someone from even beginning watching them.
Oh, no. The reason we're heartbroken is because we loved it. It was
so good and we loved it.
You should we don't do recommendations in our midstreams, but definitely watch them.
If we did.
Definitely watch them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I always tell people who are thinking about dipping their toe into that pool, I say start with Daredevil season 1. If that grabs you, definitely. You're going to enjoy it. And if that doesn't do much for you, then okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to put in all that time.
Probably don't wade into the water anymore there.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot happening in the multiverse, Sketch.
So much happening. We got any big news this week?
Oh my goodness. I mean, there's so much big news to start with.
Should we start at the gun show?
I think so. Have you had your background check?
Oh yeah.
Not the gun we're talking about, guys. No. James Gunn we're talking about.
James Gunn is back.
Rehired by Disney
for some reason.
Why was he fired in the first place? We don't know. I mean, we know, but still,
we know the official statement. Sure. Yeah.
We know he was rehired. We don't really know the official reason why he was rehired.
I couldn't find any official statement on that.
No, to me, it really feels like Disney said, "Oh shit. We fired James Gunn and the DCEU scooped him up."
Yeah.
If you're not in the know, James Gunn writing and directing a Suicide Squad reboot.
Yes.
It's not a sequel, it's a reboot.
And he was let go from the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 because of some
old tweets.
Offensive tweets that offensive in their day, and they certainly did not even age well at all.
Correct.
But a lot of the internet crying foul, saying, "Hey, Disney, look in the mirror. Times change, people change."
Yes, and also the cast of Guardians essentially mutinied. Dave Bautista very publicly said, "I want out of my contract. I want into Suicide Squad. James Gunn made me what I am.
Yeah,
I'm with him." And Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Bradley Cooper, Vin Diesel also signed that letter, really kind of digging their feet in. If James Gunn is gone, we're gone.
The entire Guardians
cast.
Yes. But Disney really took a hard stance. And so it's very unusual to see it reversed.
And it feels like they're doing it just because of Suicide Squad.
Well, I feel like they thought it was the safe decision to make.
Sure.
And the public perhaps didn't react exactly as they were hoping.
Yes,
other studios didn't react exactly as they were hoping.
Yes.
And his life went on. His good work is going to go on, and they went, oopsies.
Yes.
Take backsies.
Take backsies.
Yep.
But James Gunn, to his credit, has said publicly and emphatically, the Suicide Squad is my priority. I'm writing that. I'm directing that first. The cast is signed on, have to be fair to them. And so we're looking at Suicide Squad for a 2020 release and Guardians of the Galaxy going into production after that. So probably not till 2021, maybe 2022.
And whether or not you're Camp Marvel or Camp DC or not in a camp and just enjoy both of these universes, this is a big deal. This is a big merger. One man bridging the universes.
Yes.
There's been little overlaps here and there with some actors doing smaller roles in one universe and large roles in another. And Joss Whedon, didn't he finish up Justice League?
Yes, and the fanboy conspiracy there is that Joss Whedon destroyed Justice League, shilling for Marvel. I don't think that's true. I don't put stock in that.
Plenty of theories out there.
I think
that is not a sketch theory.
That is not a Shades theory either.
Yeah, no.
I think Warner Brothers had mucked up Justice League well before Joss Whedon came anywhere near it. And maybe that's a good transition point
Sure.
to the DCEU.
What's going on with the DCEU?
Well, Batfleck is no more. That happened a little while ago, but we never really talked about it.
No, we
and
didn't.
That's just sad for me.
Sad for me, too. I liked him.
I think he was the best part of Batman versus Superman Dawn of Justice.
Sure.
I think everybody felt that way, that enjoyed the movie, as problematic as it was.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a real misstep, quite frankly.
Sure.
But I see what they're doing. Zack Snyder is out.
Mm-hmm.
He's starting to talk about that a little bit. Over the weekend, he did a three movie screening. He did Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice, and Justice League. Screened back to back, the director's extended cuts, and then he did a Q&A afterwards.
Wow.
And someone asked him point blank what happened with Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
And to his credit, in a expletive-ridden stream of thought rant, just said, we never got to shoot the script that I wrote. So people have been demanding a Snyder cut of Justice League, and from the horse's mouth, it doesn't exist. The script that they wrote was never shot.
Wow.
Warner pretty much backed away from his vision immediately after Dawn of Justice, and they never got to shoot the movie that they wrote. And it seems like they shot a bunch of vignettes with Snyder and never really had a cohesive story. And he then stepped away from the project amidst family crisis. They brought Joss Whedon in to finish it, and Warner wanted Snyder to lighten the tone. They never really figured that out, and Whedon did the best he could. He came in, he kind of pinch hit for Snyder, turned in the best he could do with Henry Cavill's mustache gate, whatever we want to talk about. I don't know what my thoughts are.
You and I still enjoyed the movie.
I really did. I honestly enjoyed it.
And I've seen it again since, after my initial geek out, and I still enjoy it.
I also have seen it since and still geeked out. And I think the extended cut, or ultimate cut, whatever they call it, is even better.
I would love someday for that original script to make its way out there.
I just don't see it happening. They've
I don't see it happening.
They've done a soft reboot of the universe around Aquaman. Shazam is getting great initial reviews. They did their preview. It comes out next week.
Yes, it does.
People are loving it, and they're really moving in more of a light comedic tone, which is, I guess, great for ticket sales. As a fan of the genre of sci-fi fantasy comic movies, it just feels like we're copying Marvel now. I mean, in every way, shape, and form.
It does feel that way a little bit, yeah.
And, I enjoyed Aquaman. I don't think I enjoyed it as much as the universe that Snyder was creating.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that people didn't respond the way to Snyder's vision that they wanted to. Quote Snyder, Batman fucking kills. Get over it.
Yeah.
And, I think there's a real disconnect between people who only know Batman from the animated series and the 90s Batman movies, particularly the Joel Schumacher ones and the Nolan verse.
Yeah.
Which offers a specific vision of Batman.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, Batman kills. It's not his first instinct, but Batman has some skeletons in his closet.
Well, it's very similar to make it very timely and topical, Game of Thrones.
Yes.
And the difference between reading the books and having that history and just enjoying the show.
Very much. Very much. There is kind of a fanboy around the Nolan movies. Batman doesn't kill. Yeah, Batman does everything he can not to kill. Batman does kill. The murder happy Batman that we got in the Snyder cuts. Yeah,
The
that was a
Punisher?
little out there. Yeah, he was
Punisher Batman?
Yes, he was Punisher Batman, but this is an older Batman who has seen his war on crime.
And lived in the Snyderverse for many, many years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's seen his mission fail.
Yep.
This is a broken Batman at the end of his moral and physical run. So,
well, I'll tell you, I'm excited to. Not that I want. I wanted a Batfleck standalone movie.
I really
before
did.
I had to say goodbye to Batfleck.
I agree.
That being said, I'm excited about a new direction only for like a new take on things. Because one of my things right now with Marvel movies, and we'll talk about it more when we do Captain Marvel, but they're feeling very, very formulaic. And very, very similar. And I'm
Careful
wondering
sketch.
how Endgame is going to end up.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So,
I'm sure there'll be lots to talk about there.
That being said, happy that DC is going in a new direction, if not just for a change of pace.
Did you see Joey Lawrence threw his hat into the ring to play Batman?
No, did he really?
He really did. And
right.
I gotta say, I was initially kind of, when they announced Ben Affleck, I was like, huh?
Yes, you were.
That inch side curve. Curveball. There we go.
And I don't even know the sports.
That's the
Guys,
concussion.
that's the
rearing
level
its
of commitment
head.
we have to the geek world.
Curveball with Ben Affleck after his outing as Daredevil. Joey Lawrence is jacked. Batman's kind of a emotionally decrepit man-child. I think Joey Lawrence could pull it off.
It could work.
I'll tell you who I don't want to see.
Okay.
The guy from Law and Order. Everybody's kind of throwing his name around.
Don't know who that is.
Chris something.
Okay.
He
a lot of Chris's in Hollywood
He
right
played Stabler in Law and Order SVU.
Never watched any.
I don't think that would be particularly good. He's a little too short to play Batman.
Ooh.
And then also talking John Hamm.
Okay.
I think John Hamm is older than Ben Affleck.
Wow.
So that doesn't make sense for a Batman standalone that takes place before Dawn of Justice.
Time will tell. And things will change.
And I'm kind of just tired of Batman origin stories.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But enough about the DCEU sketch.
Enough about the... I should really stop.
Yeah. Anything else
Shame
you want to...
on me.
Any other news you have for us? Things you want to talk about?
Oh, news. This past weekend, I saw How to Train Your Dragon 3. A little late, but still in theaters.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to try and catch that this week.
Yeah, I won't give much away. Sad that the trilogy comes to an end, but happy it's a trilogy and not a ongoing universe that's just going to be beaten to the ground.
Well, have you seen any of the Netflix series?
A little bit here and there.
Then I'm glad to hear you say that it's a conclusion to events. The series got dragged out a little too much.
If we ever talk How to Train Your Dragon, which I would love to do the trilogy at some point.
I agree.
The movies cast a much wider net than the television series does. Television series is definitely going after a singular audience.
Yes.
And I happen to not particularly fall into that audience.
Agreed.
Anymore. So, yeah. How about you? You taking anything?
Or
just had a busy week?
I've had a very busy week. I've
Pouring
been
the sand out of your shoes?
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I haven't taken in any properties that we'll probably be working on. I just had
You're really wasting your life then.
I know, right?
Yep.
Oh, here's something fun that I saw.
Okay.
Bill and Ted 3.
Yeah.
Bill and Ted Face the Music. They've got Reeves, Winter, and William Sadler all signed on.
Well,
are you a Bill and Ted fan?
I've seen them. I wouldn't call myself a fan, but I don't hate them.
I really love those movies. I would maybe throw that your way to see if you'd be interested in doing that in one of our planning sessions.
I'll do it.
I'll
do anything.
At least the first one. The second one's not really sci-fi fantasy. The first one, definitely.
If I did Batman Ninja, I'm pretty much done for anything.
We do not speak about the Batman Ninja.
We speak about it in terms of badges of honor.
Ooh.
It was our
I
mom.
flew through the Batman Ninja. The last slice is mine.
The big flaming monkey mech.
Oh,
Jesus.
no more. No more.
Well, before we announce next week's episode, I also have a bit of news to share with our longtime listeners.
Oh, please do.
You might remember longtime listeners hearing Shades mention every once in a while that he is no longer playing or no longer watching or reading anything in DC Comics.
Reading. I'm still watching.
You're still watching
plenty
shows.
of things. Yeah.
You're not reading the current comic run anymore.
Yes, I have
jumped ship. And that's huge.
Boycotted. It is. I've boycotted all mainstream DC Marvel books.
Well, something similarly as large for me is this past week, I officially unsubscribed from World of Warcraft. Yep.
Like for good?
Not necessarily for good. I am not completely giving up on the game. I'm not like boycotting it the way you are, but I'm done paying a monthly subscription for it while it's in the state it's in. I'm definitely willing to give it another shot when I hear that things have changed. Additions have been made, so on and so forth. But I just decided, there's no need anymore for this monthly subscription. I'm not getting out of it what I'm putting into it.
Now, something similar happened. I don't know if you unsubscribed at the time, but I remember when Cataclysm came out.
Yeah.
That was...
I did know. I've been playing World of Warcraft since launch, since Classic back in 2014. But
Vanilla, I'm in the know.
Yes, Vanilla, very good.
Thank you.
At Cataclysm, I did stop playing for two reasons. One is just kind of work. I kind of transitioned away from being a college student into a professional, and I didn't have as much time.
Quote unquote adult.
Yeah, sure. To the outside world, I look like an adult.
Sure.
And the other thing is, like, my computer just ran out of the chutzpah for the new requirements, and I just didn't feel like building a whole new computer for a new game.
It's a big investment.
But, oh, boy, at this point, what was it, maybe 5 years ago? Friend of mine got me back in the game, so I played starting in Pandaria, and then Warlords of Draenor.
Has it been that long? 6 years since you got back to it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
wow.
Because then I played Warlords of Draenor, which was not a good expansion.
Right.
Then I played through Legion, which was a fantastic expansion. And now it's Battle for Azeroth. It's been around less than a year, and I'm bored. And I won't go into all the nitty gritty. That might be a good Patreon episode, like the DC one.
Maybe we'll throw that up on the Patreon soon.
But yeah, like I said, I'm willing to give it a shot again later on down the line, but I don't think I'm going to be doing monthly subscriptions anymore. Every once in a while I'll play to see what's going on in the old World of Warcraft, but I don't think I'm committed like I used to be.
Longtime listeners, that's huge.
Yeah, it's huge for me. That is huge for me.
Wow.
Yep.
And I'll just mention we had a longtime listener, Dan, write in and ask us our thoughts about Gotham.
Ooh, I have some thoughts on Gotham. You go with yours first.
Gotham is coming to an end after 5 seasons. They're doing a 12-episode season 5 right now that they've already told us, given us spoilers. It will not end like Smallville, quote unquote. We're going to get an actual flash forward to a Batman, a Catwoman, and all of the villains that you know and love. Penguin, Riddler. If you're not sure about what Gotham is, in the late 90s, there was a comic run called GCPD. It focused on the Gotham Police Department in between their exploits with the Batman, just kind of like the day-to-day of, maintaining law and order in Gotham. And it was a Bat family hands-off approach to telling stories in Gotham. And that ran right through Cataclysm with tie-ins. Cataclysm, when the bridges fell in Gotham, and it was the No Man's Land storyline that they did in the late 90s, early 2000s. And Gotham started off kind of telling that story of the GCPD, but right away they started dipping into the Batman lore and introducing more and more Bat villains and really introducing more of Bruce Wayne and Alfred and the Bat mythos, lore, whatever you want to call it, into the show.
Pre-Batman.
Pre-becoming Batman. Yep. So they've done a number of stories at this point and reimagine the source material. They've told some stories that take place well into Batman's career. This last season 4 that ended, they did the Cataclysm story, and now they're kind of doing the aftermath and wrapping that up now. I've enjoyed what Gotham has tried to do overall, and it's never really resonated with me in the way that I hoped for. I enjoy the cast, the actors, and every time they introduce and tease something, I get excited, and the twists wind up not fulfilling my vision because I can't help but have expectations when it comes to Batman. I'm just so well versed in it.
Yeah.
It plays a little too fast and loose with established characters. I think the big takeaway, the thing I've enjoyed the most, is Harvey Bullock. He's one of my favorite facets of Batman. He was introduced in Batman the Animated Series, and Donald Logue plays him fantastically. I love everything he's done with that character and have watched that story unfold. But other than that, Gotham has always kind of felt like a meh to me.
Well, here's my history of Gotham.
Sure.
Long time ago when it first came out, you said to me, Sketch, you watching Gotham? And I said, no, I'm not. I should get around to it. And you said, yeah, you really should. And then you said not long after that, what do you think about Gotham? I was like, oh, I still haven't gotten to it. And you said, don't bother, it's shit. And that went back and forth probably 4 times. And I was just like, I cannot get a beat on this show. So I'm going to put it way on the back burner.
That's a great description. I'm glad I was able to.
It's a great description of our entire relationship, really.
It really is a back and forth.
I haven't seen it.
I think that's a good decision, Sketch. I really do.
Right now, you think it's a good decision. We'll check back in a week.
No, I mean, that's my consensus. It was always a little too back and forth.
Okay.
It was, I love it. I hate it. I skip around. I fast forward through episodes. And to me, that's not the sign of a good show.
No.
If I don't want to watch every minute of it. And I fast forward to the parts that are dealing with the things that I enjoy.
Yeah.
Forever destroyed the character of Jim Gordon for me.
Oh, that's a bummer because he's a treasure.
He really is. It's like,
so
if
then
you don't
maybe
understand,
it's a good idea for me to avoid it.
I think so. I think if you can't get Jim Gordon right, stay away. Don't bother.
I love Gordon.
So should we talk about where we're going next?
Yeah,
Sketch?
Let's talk. That's probably why everyone tuned into this midstream.
I'm sure.
So they could start prepping for next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
Next week. Sketch, where are we going?
On a very special Geeking Out. We are going to be tackling for the first time the Transformers universe.
Yes.
Now, guys, there have been a shitload of movies.
Yeah.
And we are not doing all of the movies. Shades, what ones are we doing?
Some of them are absolute shit.
Yes.
We are going to do 2019, I guess it was 2018, 2018 prequel, Bumblebee.
Or reboot. I don't know. Or
reboot.
We'll get into it.
We're not really sure. And the 2008 seven, thank you, Transformers motion picture that started the whole thing.
Yep, that started this whole kit and caboodle. Figured they were the 2 good ones to talk about, seeing as they're both kind of origin stories, if you will. Maybe both centered around Bumblebee as a character. So yeah, we're going to take some deep looks at Transformers and Bumblebee next week.
Just interesting side note.
Sure.
They have said they're going to do a sequel to The Last Knight.
Is that one of the middle ones?
That's the last Michael Bay movie before Bumblebee.
I don't think I saw that one.
So that's crazy.
Jesus. Anyway, guys, so check out Bumblebee. I think by the time this midstream comes out, Bumblebee will be on video.
Yes, it will.
Within the week. So
drops Friday.
There you go. And do you know, is regular Transformers anywhere that people can watch it?
I'm not sure. Maybe Amazon Prime.
Guys, you guys are savvy. You can find it.
You'll find it.
Or just remember it, because chances are you saw it back in 2007.
Just a story of a boy in his car.
It was a big movie.
Yes. Year. Should we wrap it up, Sketch?
I think we should. We're more than meets the eye.
Roll out.
Yeah, roll out. That's the better send off.
Wait. Let me. Autobots, roll out.
That's good.
Was that good?
It's not as good as your guy from Mummy, the Magi. That was perfect.
Thank you.
How about
this is my first bus ride.
say roll out, but as him?
Wait, Autobots, roll out.
That was pretty damn good.
Thank you.
And guys, we're not getting better than that. So
We're really not.
we will see you next time.